Hello, buddies. Have you ever heard of Bachelors bread before? Anyways, if you have not heard of Bachelors bread before, that means this recipe is for you. Now, for the all the single men out there, I have a bread recipe for you guys. It's super soft, it tastes delicious, it's amazing, and it's very fluffy. So, let's dig it. Now, to make this Bachelors bread, you start by measuring out your water into your mixer bowl. So for this recipe I started with 240 grams of water. Okay, so you need to start with water that is going to be less than the water you require for the bread. Next, you add in your flavor. I added my combo flavor. Then you go in with sugar. You need about 1 teaspoon of the combo flavor, and you need 70 grams of sugar and 7 grams of salt. Next, you go in with your flour. I used all-purpose flour, 500 grams of all-purpose flour. Next, you add in your yeast. I used this Surf Instant Baker's yeast. I added 5 grams of the Surf Instant dry yeast, and make sure that you add it to your flour direct and combine. Lest I forgot, I added 10 grams of milk powder to the flour before sifting it. So please, I forgot to show that. So you can add it directly to the liquid, that is the when you added the water, or you can add it with your flour, or add it after you have added your flour. Anyways, it's fine. Okay, so after doing that, you start mixing everything. Start with a low speed using your mixer. If you are also using hands, no problem, just go ahead and use your hands. Once your dough has come to this extent, you add in your butter. So I added 30 grams of margarine. You can also use butter. You can also use a good shortening of your choice. So I added margarine, added 30 grams of margarine, and I increased the speed from medium to high. Okay, then I came back to medium speed again. Now at this point, I added extra 30 grams of water. Remember, what I have been using here is room temperature water. It's not hot, it's not warm, it's not lukewarm. I'm using room temperature water. Okay, so I added the water, and then I started combining from the low speed to the medium speed and then to the high speed. I allow it to mix or knead until my dough becomes stretchy, becomes soft, becomes supple, becomes smooth and shiny, like just as you see in the video. This is the exact texture that you want your dough to be. Now at this point, I transfer this dough onto a lightly flat work surface. As you can see, the dough is very stretchy. You can see that. And also, I checked my dough for the window pane test, and my dough passed. My dough passed the window pane test. Like, when you stretch out your dough, you can literally see through it and your hands, as you can see. So at this point, you may choose to wrap up the dough and let it rest for 20 minutes before you can mold into your pan, or you can just go ahead and cut it just the way I did. So I divided the dough into two parts because this gave me 880 grams of dough. So I divided into 440 each. Okay, then I roll out the dough. You can roll it out with your rolling pin, or you can just fold it up. Just push it out, then you fold it up anyhow you want it. So the first one, I rolled it out with my rolling pin and then tucked all the edges together. And then the second one, I just use my hands, just as I told you, push it that way. Then I just fold it up and pinch all the edges or all the openings around. Then I place this in my 2-in-1 7x4 inches pan, and then make sure you grease your loaf pan, or if you want, you can brush your dough with vegetable oil very well before transferring into your pan, or you can just grease your pan before transferring. Cover this and let it brew for up to 1 hour 30 minutes. If you want to use to bake it with covered lid or with covered pan, yes, or in covered pan. But if you want to bake it with the pan open, you can let it brew for up to 2 hours, okay, or 2 hours 30 minutes before baking. So after that, once my dough has proven, I baked in my preheated oven at 180 degrees for up to 45 minutes to 50 minutes anyways, or you can bake according to your oven temperature. Okay, so once they're out of the oven, heat your pan on the work surface so that you kind of lease the bread out of the pan, and then you transfer onto your cooling rack. Your bread should sound hollow when you tap it. That is when you know that your bread is fully done. So let it cool down completely. You can wrap it up and all that so that it doesn't dry out. You can see how soft this bread is. I was almost devouring the bread when I remember to make a video to show you guys the inside. You can see how it is in the inside. So that's literally how to make bachelor's bread. Bachelor's bread, in the sense that it's short, it's just like for single, like only you can finish it at once, and but it's very heavy, like, and it tastes amazing and it's soft. Thanks for watching. See you guys in my next one. Bye.